Boys, gaming YouTubers are dying. At least according to Sunny V2, who's a GOAT. I love Sunny V2. Sunny V2, if you don't know, makes really well-made like video essay, almost documentary style videos, usually about internet content creators and YouTubers and people like that. So if anyone would know about this kind of stuff, it would be him. Oh, this video is not new. Damn. Well, hopefully it's still relevant. We're gonna go check it out. So let's get into it. Bro's got that Dom Cinnamon type of aim.
Now, recently while making these downfall videos, I've had a load of tip-offs and suggestions from people on my Twitter regarding YouTubers who have gone irrelevant or had a quote-unquote downfall. Now, I've been loving getting these suggestions because it makes my life way easier.
Bro, I forgot about Minnesota Burns. That is a fucking callback, dog.
Yeah, so thank you guys for that. But I've started to notice a trend. About 90% of these YouTubers that you guys suggest are gamers who don't get views anymore and are irrelevant, shall we say. People like Gold Glove TV, 1.26 million subscribers,
Never heard of him.
8,000 views per video. Locks, 300,000 subs, 10k views per video.
Is that Deadlocks? Jesus Christ, man, what happened? Bro, these thumbnails are dog shit, and that's coming from me. What the fuck? Bro really likes green.
Views per video. Sandy Ravage, 436k subs, 10k views per video. It seems as though the gaming genre is super volatile and way more exposed to irrelevancy compared to any other video genre.
I mean, yeah, because most gaming channels, at least back in the day, I guess now, I don't even, bro, I make gaming videos. I don't even watch gaming videos because who makes good ones nowadays? But I was going to say, yeah, I mean, it's kind of an inevitability because most gaming channels are centered around one or two games or a type of game, right? Minecraft, Fortnite. The people that do the best or have the most longevity are the people who play different types of games. But even then, that's kind of a dead genre on YouTube. On Twitch, it's fine. I mean, most people do just chatting, but it's still more relevant on Twitch than anything. And I don't really see why. I think it's just because people realized there's other types of content that you can do that'll get a lot more views and you have to put way less effort into it. Because doing gaming videos, people don't realize, takes a lot of fucking effort, man. Those are my high effort videos. The reaction shit like these, I can knock out within like a day. Gaming video usually takes like a week because I have to intense high pace editing. I have to constantly come up with jokes and whatnot. And I have to play the game at the same time, which is usually the part I do the worst at.
But why is this? I also want to explore how come some YouTubers can go months without uploading, come back and still get millions of views, while other YouTubers don't upload for 3 days and
I don't love him,
ruining their channel. This video will explore the concept of irrelevancy, so we can answer the question, why do gaming
I have never seen this man's face. That is wild.
YouTubers go irrelevant way more than any other video genre? Competition. There you go, I've given you one word that answers the entire video. But seriously, what is competition? Well, competition in a broad sense is rivalry between two people who share a similar goal. However, in a YouTube context, competition is the number of other creators that are making videos in a specific video genre. For example, Ninja is competing with Tfue, Keemstar is competing with Scare, Some Ordinary Games is competing with Penguin Zero.
In a way, but also not. This is like an older example, but I think it still applies. If you're talking about like, let's say CSGO, right? For example, someone who does like CSGO funny moments, you know, like the Misfits used to do. I wouldn't say that they're competing with someone who plays the same game, but on a competitive level. But also like Some Ordinary Gamers and Critical, I wouldn't say they're competing either. They make the same type of content, but they share a very similar viewer base because they collaborate, they're like friends, and they usually have the same takes and stuff. So in that kind of context, they're not really competing like negatively. They kind of push each other up because they share similar fan bases. But let's keep going.
I'm sure you can apply it to whatever creator you watch. However, simply knowing that competition exists isn't enough to answer the question. We have to dig a little bit deeper. Why is there a lot of competition in the gaming genre? How come some genres of content like gaming or reactions have millions of different videos available on YouTube, while other genres it's hard to even find a single person making content on a topic that you might be interested in? Well, it comes down to what's called barriers of entry. What do I mean by barriers of entry? In a YouTube setting, it's the amount of obstacles in the way of making a certain video type. For example, the specific knowledge of a skill or perhaps the equipment needed to make a specific video. Well, let's apply that to gaming. What does it take to start a gaming channel? A computer or gaming console, 90% of the developed world has one. A specific video game to make videos on, again, anyone can get that within an hour if they really want to. Recording software, editing software, all very easily accessible to anyone looking to start making content. On top of this, there's really no risk from a social standpoint. You can post videos under an anonymous name with no face cam. There's no risk of social rejection.
I mean, there really isn't on that regard, but barrier of entry also, when he says about what you need to make a video, you also need fucking games to make videos on. And I think that's partially what killed gaming, because yeah, the people who focus on one or two games at a time, they revolve their whole channel around one game. Yeah, they're gonna fizzle out, right? But the variety gamers like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, they have more longevity because they have different games to play. But then there's the issue of finding good games to play, and not only that, entertaining games, because some games are great to play, but not great to make videos on, man. Like, I love COD. I would never make a COD video because it's terrible for videos. It's like, for funny commentary, it's not good. That being said, that's also probably why gaming is irrelevant now. I just realized the title of this is eventually become irrelevant. I would say it is irrelevant now for the most part. I think that's because since COVID, what games have come out, bro? Obviously, we get a good one here and there, but that becomes less and less, and it's like, we don't have anything to play. That's mainly why I'm trying to switch up content on this channel, because I have nothing to play, bro, you know? Also, I just want to try out different stuff, and we're not going to be just sticking to reactions. This is just because I don't have a lot of time right now, and I can bang these out, and they're also very fun. I like expressing my opinion online, which could be good or bad, but let's keep going.
And what's the result of all this? Quite literally millions of gaming videos on YouTube to compete with. Most of them get no views, but that doesn't matter. We're just trying to highlight the competition and how easy it is to make content within that genre.
Yeah, but so many people are just clueless when it comes to how this shit works. Even if they do know, like, yeah, you gotta have a good thumbnail, a good title, their definition of what a good thumbnail and title is not what's actually good, because some people just don't have an eye for it. Not naming names, but they're out there.
The current state of monetization on YouTube also likely has a huge role in the desire to be a gaming content creator. With so many different video styles becoming demonetized, there's far more incentive to go with a safer genre like gaming. On top of this, the gaming genre in itself already offers loads of incentives that you might have over other video types. Sponsorships seem to be way more prevalent than other video genres, and also you can stream on Twitch if your YouTube channel becomes big enough.
Which I'm trying to do a lot more, and you should check it out at twitch.tv/Chumley Live. I don't have a set schedule right now because life is kind of just all over the place at the moment, but I'm definitely planning on streaming a lot more because I fucking love streaming, man. Chat interaction makes shit so fun.
Another aspect that adds to the level of competition is the fact that it's really difficult to differentiate yourself from other gaming YouTubers. Suppose that you're all playing the same game. Where's the point of differentiation besides the level of skill?
Well, it's either skill or comedy. I mean, those are the two routes you have. I'm terrible at games and I don't really want to be good. I just play them for fun, but I love making people laugh and entertaining people. And that's the whole reason I really want to do YouTube, is because I love the entertainment aspect of it. And there's less restrictions in it than other mediums. And I feel like you have more like creative freedom.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But on the surface, from a visual point of view, maybe a slightly different overlay, slightly different editing, slightly different webcam, but
and
overall,
editing.
Differentiating yourself from the crowd in a way unrelated to gaming skill can be difficult. We can use a comparison example like Tfue and Ninja. If you put their streams or videos side by side, they really aren't that different.
Damn.
But the thing is, you can compare these two high-level streamers to any other lower-level streamer or YouTuber, and it'll be a pretty similar comparison from a visual standpoint. But now let's look at some examples on the opposite end so we can have some contrast. What about those extremely differentiated YouTubers in a video genre with high barriers to entry? Let's talk about Vsauce.
I fucking love Vsauce. Vsauce is probably one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. He's definitely like top 5.
If you haven't heard of him, then you're probably living under a rock. But he's a science YouTuber with 15 million subscribers. He uploads very rarely. For example, his last upload was 4 months ago in February 2020. But 4 months isn't even that long for Vsauce. His previous upload before his most recent upload was 9 months ago, and 2.5 years before that. But these videos all still got millions of views.
Yep.
Imagine if any gaming YouTuber that you can think of uploaded 3 times in 2 years. How dead would their channel be? pretty dead if you ask me.
Because it's not long form content that only one person can do. That's why also like channels like, let's say JCS just uploaded their first video in probably a year and a half, and it's popping off because people love JCS and no one makes content like they do. Same obviously Vsauce, Michael Reeves, another great example of that, which really is the dream because you can take as long as you want to put the effort into your video and people are still gonna watch. That's like ideal for YouTube, I feel like.
So then let's ask the question, what makes Vsauce extremely resistant to irrelevancy? It's not just that Vsauce makes good content, because there are loads of creators who make great content and still end up going irrelevant. It's that Vsauce has a skill that no one else on YouTube can replicate. Particularly his knowledge and interest in science to a level where no one else can compete with him. There's very few people that have the knowledge that Vsauce has, and of those who do have that same level of knowledge, how many of them have the ability to create engaging, well-edited videos like Vsauce?
And not even that, articulated. The way Vsauce explains things like no one else can is insane. I could watch a video by someone else on the same topic and I will not grasp probably 50% as much information as I would if I was watching Vsauce.
He's so far ahead of the pack with his skill set that no one else has any hope of catching up. Another example is someone like Brody TV. His skill is that he has the ability to go out and embarrass himself in public and look hilarious while doing it. It's something that no one else is willing to replicate because it can be embarrassing and awkward to film. You need a cameraman who's willing to follow you around for a day.
Okay, I don't know if this is just, I feel like this content still did exist 3 years ago, or if this is just dating itself, but I don't know who the fuck this is, but there's a lot of people who do the same stuff.
It's a difficult type of content to produce. It has high barriers to entry, but difficult can be a good thing because the resistance to irrelevancy is much higher, considering there's minimal competition and very few alternatives to watch if you want that type of content. Final example, Casey Neistat.
For sure, bro. I said it in my last video, and I keep reacting to YouTube related stuff. I just love it. I'm not gonna keep just only doing that, but it's just, I really enjoy it. But like I said in my last video, Casey's daily vlog at the time when it was out, there's nothing better. It's one of those things you kind of had to be there, I feel like, but it changed the entire platform. Whether that's for the better or for the worse, that's for you to decide. But either way, the content was phenomenal.
What does he have in his videos that no one else can replicate? Well, he has a lifestyle that very few can replicate. He has a non-douchey influencer personality despite all of his success. Another thing that not many people can replicate. And on top of this, he has filmmaking skills beyond this world that no one can even get close to replicating.
I wouldn't say beyond this world, but I mean, yeah, like for YouTube standards, absolutely. And that's not a diss to Casey. I fucking love that man to death.
He has so many skills that make him indispensable on the platform. And the result is that he can make YouTube videos that no one else will ever be able to replicate on the same level. He's only uploaded 5 times in the last 4 months. The views might not be as strong as they were previously, but they're still pretty decent. If you were to upload 5 times in 4 months on a gaming channel, it's pretty likely that your YouTube career would be pretty much fried. So, avoiding irrelevancy appears to be just having a skill that you can perform on camera that very few other people can replicate without working on themselves first. Then let's apply that to gaming. Most gaming YouTubers don't have this type of specific skill that no one else is willing or able to replicate. Well, kind of. I say that lightly. I'll talk about that in a second. But firstly, I think we can all agree, if a gaming YouTuber doesn't post, there's 100 or even 1,000 other people playing the same game who are all easily accessible on YouTube for you to watch as a viewer. It goes back to the point that if you aren't consistently producing, there's always going to be another gaming YouTuber who is. But let's go further back to what I said about gaming YouTubers not having a specific skill that no one else can replicate. What I've said is obviously not entirely true. In order for there to be certain gaming YouTubers that rise to the top, there has to be some sort of skill in place for these top gaming YouTubers, right? Well, of course. Why do you watch a Tfue or a Ninja? Because they're exceptionally skilled at the game that they're playing. But what about, for example, like those Minecraft YouTubers where there isn't a specific skill aspect to the game? What is their skill? It's not like you need to be exceptional at the game to be an entertainer on it. Well, that is their skill, entertainment. And this is why so many of them go irrelevant over the long term. Entertainment in itself is an extremely volatile skill, especially in the gaming world because everyone is entertaining in some aspect. So then we might ask, what's the incentive for watching an entertaining YouTuber with a limited skill aspect? It's the game they're playing, right? You like the relatability of watching them do something in a game that you personally might be able to replicate in your own time. But what happens to both types of gaming YouTubers, the skilled and the unskilled one, when the game that they're playing begins to decline in popularity? Well, your audience is going to decline naturally, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. If people aren't interested in the game, people aren't going to watch you.
I think this is just like a shelter. I'm sure he'll get to it, but this is just like a closed off, like not ignorant, but just inaccurate view of gaming. And I guess maybe that is how gaming is nowadays. But yeah, like I said earlier, if you focus on one game, you're gonna fall off. You could be the funniest person alive. It's because the best YouTubers, either eventually or from the beginning, play different games. They're variety. And then the best way to do it, I feel, if you're going for comedy, if you're going for entertainment, is you're a comedian and the game is the straight man. That's how I see it. The game is a tool for you to use to come up with bits, comedy, entertainment, whatever, and it's kind of secondary almost, and that's how you get people to stay, because they're not going to stay for the game, but they'll stay for your personality. Good example of this is XQC. He started as an Overwatch esports player, one of the best, and once his esports career kind of died, he started playing other games, and people were like, oh, this guy's pretty funny. You know, I actually kind of like this guy just for his personality. And then they're like, oh, well, I don't really care what he plays, I just want to see more of him, right? And that's the way to do it. But of course, when your name is fucking Sky Does Minecraft, good luck.
You can be the Rolls Royce of entertainment and the most skilled player on a specific game, but if the world isn't interested in the game you're playing, you're not going to get views. And of course, there are exceptions to this like PewDiePie and other variety creators, but generally speaking, if the game that the content is being made on is on a decline, the views are also naturally going to be on a decline. Case study, someone like Noah's Noah. Following Fortnite's decline in popularity, his views have naturally dwindled.
Fortnite is a game that I feel like it's an example of a game that could work for a one-game channel. Just simply for the fact that Fortnite has seasons. So every season, they're going to get a boost in popularity. And if it's a very good season, which Fortnite tends to have, this season currently sucks, but they usually tend to have pretty good seasons, people are going to come back because they're like, oh, well, now I want to see my favorite Fortnite YouTuber play the new season of Fortnite. Again, when we talk longevity of like 10, 15 years, that's not going to last. Of course not. But it could work for like short term.
He was uploading quite literally daily, very high quality content. But given the decline in the game he was making content on, the growth just wasn't there. So when the game that the specific YouTuber is known for begins to decline in popularity, what happens to those gaming YouTubers who specifically have that gaming skill on a particular game? People like your Tfus and your Ninjas. Well, they have two options. They can stick with a game that they're exceptionally skilled at and are making content on, but it's a sinking ship given the declining viewership. They're not stupid, they know that games come and go, rise and fall in popularity. If they stick with that game, there's a chance they'll go down with the ship. So the second option seems more viable, to change game to whatever is most popular.
Not even that. You could just play whatever. You still gotta play the popular ones, of course, but on top of that, you could play obscure fucking indie games and shit. That's the way I like it anyway.
But then let's take Tfue for example, previous top 50, top 20, top 10 player in Fortnite, right? Well, when he swaps to a game like Call of Duty Warzone, is he going to be top 50, top 20, top 10 player right off the bat? Well, of course not. Skill level is unique to a particular game. It might translate a little bit, but not in its entirety. Maybe in the top 10,000 or the top 5,000 players. While top 10,000 is a reasonably impressive number, why are you going to watch a streamer or a YouTuber in the top 10,000 players when there will be another streamer on Twitch or YouTube on that game in the top 20 or top 10 for that new game that they've navigated to?
Personality.
The reason you watch a Tfue or a Ninja is, if I had to estimate, 80% game skill, 20% personality. When the skill level on the new game is much lower than the skill level on the previous game, there's not nearly as much incentive to watch. And this is reflected in the YouTube views for Tfue as well as many other Fortnite creators. People like Ninja, Muselk, Lachlan, they're obviously not irrelevant or even close to it, but you can see how their view charts pretty much perfectly correlate with the popularity of the game.
For sure.
This is kind of what we've seen with most of the big Call of Duty YouTubers from back in the day. As their main game that they're linked to declines in popularity, they just kind of go down with it. And the only ones who stay relevant are the ones who either move to new ventures or develop a bit more of a personality and become a variety streamer.
And there it is.
But generally speaking, think about White Boy 7th Street, X-Jaws. At the time, they were the kings of the world because their skill was relevant. But looking back, you can see how disposable they are considering that their only developed skill within their videos is their ability to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And now that that game has a minimal audience, they have to resort to other shit that everyone else can replicate. Football card opening, how to smell flowers, just general clickbait BS.
The way I think of it is similar to how, let's say, there's two people, right? They both play play, let's go with guitar, right? They both play guitar. Now, one of these people is extremely technically proficient. Great player. They can play just like, let's say, fucking Jimi Hendrix. Let's say they can play just like Jimi Hendrix. And when I say that, they can play all his songs to a T. Technically, on paper, they're incredible. But this person can't write a song to save their life. They have all this skill that they've put into just playing the instrument, but they haven't put it into learning how to write music and write a good song. Now you have the other person, person number 2, who they got pretty good at guitar. They're not amazing. They're pretty good. And they spent the rest of that time just focusing on songwriting. And now they can write a fucking hit, a banger, a great fucking song. They can't play a Jimi Hendrix song, but they're going to be around a hell of a lot longer because they can write a damn good song. Meanwhile, the Jimi Hendrix guy is stuck in a cover band. You know what I mean? Apply that to gaming. If you put all your effort into getting good at the game, eventually the game's going to die and you're going to fizzle out into irrelevancy. The way to do it, you put all your skill points into personality. You don't have to be good at the game. People will stay for you. People could enjoy watching you be bad at a game. If that's part of what makes you entertaining, your personality. It just allows for more versatility and career length, I feel like, if you're trying to make a career out of gaming on YouTube or Twitch. Really just content creation in general.
Anything to get a few more views before the channel disintegrates into nothing. There's no effort, there's no passion, there's no nuance. There's nothing that is being done in these videos that can't be replicated by anyone else on this platform. And the ultimate result, a dead channel.
Yep.
So then let's finish this video by answering the original question. Why do gaming YouTubers go irrelevant more than any other type of channel? Well, the videos and the channel popularity are often based on the popularity of something that's totally out of their control, the popularity of the game. On top of this, there's unlimited competition for the genre considering the low barriers to entry. Finally, differentiation beyond skill level is extremely difficult given the thousands or even millions of channels available for viewing. If you're a gaming YouTuber and want to avoid irrelevancy, it seems as though you have to offer something unique. A unique personality like CD and the Third, or exceptional skill across multiple games like Tfue or Shroud. You have to have something else that no one else can offer. Be like Vsauce, be like Brody TV, be like Casey Neistat. Offer the YouTube audience something that no one else can offer. If you do, you'll have a cruisy time on the platform.
That was a great video. I definitely recommend checking out Sunny V2. He makes fantastic content. One of my favorite people to watch. Just any video he drops, I'm in. So I definitely recommend checking out Sunny V2. That's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and leave a like. Maybe comment too if you really like me. And yeah, thank you for watching. See ya.